It's a Flashcard Friday. We've got random topics, a whole stack of them. We don't know what's coming. You're going to give us the topics. We're just going to freestyle on them right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Beantown, be ever ready. It's the C's. Who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT. Karalis, recap the madness every game, every practice. Prime time, Deb and D White on the sideline. Raining Jayson, how it started, raising business, how we finished. Locked On Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. It's normally a Monday through Friday podcast. We did 4 podcasts this week. It's 3 for the rest of the 3 a week, generally for the rest of the month. Starting the second week of September, we're back to 5 days a week as we head into the season, starting to ramp up for the regular season. It's already almost here, which is crazy to me. So make sure you're subscribed. The show is free. It's available everywhere. The show is on YouTube. If you're new to the show, welcome aboard. Become an everydayer. Join everybody else who's with me every day a show drops because they're subscribed. Get into the comment section, share your thoughts. I'm John Karalis, beat writer covering the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal. I've covered the Celtics for about 20 years now, and I've written a couple of books about the team. Today's show brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. If you're new to the show, this Friday show is called Flashcard Friday because I have a stack of index cards, flashcards, for the alliterative Flashcard Friday. I've asked you for topics. This is just, we shuffle these up. I bring in my guy, Tom Westerholm. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
And then I shuffle these up and we just go. We don't know what's coming.
It's a little smaller, huh?
Deck is getting thin. Hold on. This is the, not even all of them. This is the completed pile. I've got a few on the floor. It may be.
I think we passed it.
Yeah, we've passed it. We've gone through a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But basically, I've explained it. I've explained it a million times. So ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. First topic. Top 3 favorite Celtics. Top 3 favorite Celtics.
Jordan Crawford. Jordan Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Crawford.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, I'll let's see. I mean Jordan Crawford. It depends what you're going for, right? Yeah. I will always have a soft spot in my heart for Jay Crowder. He was he's a good player, but more importantly, Jay Crowder one time really moved my journalism career forward. Which was cool. I got an interview with him at the Hall of Fame before the other beat writers got in one time. He was doing an event there. Mm-hmm. And it was right after KD signed with the Warriors. And for some reason, I got to talk to him first. And he was super friendly with me. I was a very young reporter, just kind of starting off. It was, one of my real good opportunity to talk to him. And Jay, he just unloaded all of his angst for Kevin Durant directly to me, just one-on-one, he said we thought we gave him all our secrets, we gave him all the secrets, and he went and effing joined them.
Yeah.
And then all the other beat writers came in after me and got crap because he had already unloaded it all to me. So I will always have a soft spot for Jay Crowder for doing me a big solid earlier in my career.
That's hilarious.
Appreciate that guy.
All right. Well, any others? Any sentimental favorites or?
I mean, IT is always going to be
that's got to be one, right?
It's got to be. Yeah. It's just what a special time to be a basketball guy. Amazing.
Yeah. I got to put Robert Williams on there. Just at a professional level. Yeah. Rob is honestly one of my favorite people to talk to just be around. It's just that era. I'm like, man, every time he talked, he's just genuine. It was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, you probably should replace Jordan Crawford with him.
Professionally, I'm going to say Kemba Walker is up there because I've said this before, but like, Kemba's like such a good dude. After he left, I forget what team he was with, but I'm standing there on the sidelines, like I'm on the baseline, he's warming up, and I just see him go, and I'm just like cross-armed looking, and he's like, I'm like looking behind me because players don't acknowledge the media just standing there. We're invisible to them, but he was like waving at me. I'm like, oh, he remembers me, and it was like saying, just being a nice guy and saying hi. I was like, oh, that's new. That's unusual. He answered all of my questions, even the stupidest ones. Honestly, he sat down. He always, whenever I asked for a one-on-one, he gave it. It was just like never an issue. And like, even after when he was with the Hornets as a coach, he came out of the locker room. We saw each other. We stopped. We talked for a few minutes. I'm like, I'm not saying that in any way to be like, to pump myself up, because I never had like an extraordinarily close relationship with him. It's not like I'm catching up with a guy I became friends with. We talked like any other player would talk. He just remembers us and was like, yeah, let me just catch up for a few minutes. I'm like, that's just a really solid, good dude. My other, obviously, Larry Bird is, up to he's everybody's favorite Celtic, but Kevin McHale is like, none of this that you're watching on the screen that you're listening to happens without Kevin McHale. Because when I was in high school, the short version is I'm 6'3" as a freshman in high school. And in Rhode Island, that's huge. If I was in Brooklyn, I'd be a point guard, but in Rhode Island, I was a center. And my coach, I got into high school was 1987, 80. So obviously in the heyday. And he basically was like,
I was almost born.
Thank you for that. Okay. That's enough of Tom Westerholm.
Appreciate you.
My coach was like, here, go watch Kevin McHale and do what Kevin McHale did. And it took me a few years to learn it. But let me tell you, by my senior year, I was terrible my first 2 seasons. My senior year, I averaged like 26 points, 14 rebounds, all because of Kevin McHale, and just drop step, up and unders, counters to the counters, all that stuff, incorporating some of the other post guys, but like I was doing my best Kevin McHale impression, and it was awesome. I loved it. And it's the only reason I got good at basketball. And because I got good at basketball, I was able to like continue and get this job and kind of grow my knowledge and get to this point. So Kevin gets all the plaudits, and he's the one. I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to Larry Bird either, but like, I was in a room with Kevin McHale. It was at the old Orlando Magic Summer League, and he was like walking by, and I got starstruck. And I'm like, I never get starstruck. Like LeBron walks by, I'm like, yeah, hey. Like Kevin McHale walks by, I'm like, oh my God. So, all right. Next topic here. We might need more time on this. Why did the players agree to this collective bargaining agreement? Yeah, that's a meaty one. Why did the players agree to a collective bargaining agreement that obviously led to all of these salaries? There's a lot of talk about the minimum and the middle class, and there's a stat out there that they're throwing a big range of middle class out there from 4 to 20 million. And like last year, there were 76% of the contracts were in that range, and this year it's 84% or something like that. But that's a big range, right? Yeah. 4 million to 20. That's a big range. We're talking about like the mid-level guys. A lot of mid-level guys are not getting the mid-level. The 14, 15 million dollar guys are getting 8, 9, 10 or something like that. And then like there's a gap. There is a gap in the middle there that's kind of widening.
Yeah.
Why did the players agree? I do think that there are, there's like team ownership stuff. There's, I think, they allowed more stuff to get incorporated in as basketball related income stuff that wasn't incorporated before. So it increases the pool of money that's available. So I do think there are concessions that the players got in exchange for second apron stuff.
I do also kind of, and I know we got to keep this kind of short here. I also do kind of wonder to what extent everyone understood the implications of all of this stuff, right? Because like there's been a big scramble here, right? Like a lot of teams are scrambling and trying to figure stuff out on the fly, and I don't know. It seems to be something that I don't want to say caught everybody by surprise, but has definitely taken a lot more figuring than in previous ones. And I do wonder to what extent all the sides were fully, like not. Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Hold on. Because TV money has something to do with it. Let's take a second. The TV money, it might be like the real answer might be that. We'll do that when we come back. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. You want to keep track of your finances? You want to do more than that. Most people can't even name all of their financial accounts or even what they're worth. You got 401ks, property, investments. When you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why Monarch Money even exists. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface. On your laptop or on your phone, it does all of the heavy lifting for you. You link all of your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without even touching a spreadsheet. Just saying spreadsheets, ugh, I do not want to do that. But you link all your accounts. It spots subscriptions that you're not using. It spots little places where your finances with your partner, where you can both kind of like see how things are going. It really just helps streamline everything. Do not let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com. Put that in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONNBA. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. You can make Locked On NBA your second and third listen, because you got two podcasts there. I do Locked On NBA Game Night with Jake Madison on Fridays. Locked On NBA in the afternoons has you covered all the big stories when the season starts. Game Night's got all the games covered. That's why it's called Game Night. But we're doing regular coverage. We'll have everything for you. So make sure you're checking out Friday's podcast with me and Jake Madison. All right, let's get back to this conversation with Tom Westerholm. I think you hit on it. For all of the, concessions and all that stuff that I was talking about, I think it's simple. They had a lot of money coming in, and they're like, okay, guys, we can do a work stoppage, and we can screw up all of this money that's coming in, and just be aware that by the end of this collective bargaining agreement, if you do this, some of you are going to be making $100 million a year. Like, that's an actual number. NBA players will be making, the top end NBA players, maybe Cooper Flagg, $100 million per year. That is insane. Are you going to be the Players Association that denies that to people? Because there's a lot of money coming in, and you can say, yeah, the middle class is getting screwed. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're getting 8 million instead of 12 million. And yeah, that's a lot of money, but also you're getting a lot of money. So everybody just shut up and sign this thing, and we can all go and make our money.
Yeah. And to be clear, under, previous, plenty of previous CBAs, that middle class would not be making the money that the middle class is under this CBA, right? Like NBA money has gotten wild. It's not like those middle class guys are poor by any stretch of the imagination. They are making much more money than previous generations of NBA players. But I personally think that there's a decent chance that some parties may not have considered all of the team building implications.
Sure.
Which is, unfortunate for the Celtics for sure.
Well,
No.
we'll see. I mean, they could just go back and if it is getting out of control before the end of the CBA, they could reconvene and be like, "Hey, we need to legislate something because this is not working."
Yeah.
So, let's see. Oh, this is necessary change to make the Eastern Conference Finals or Finals, not including health. What changed the? Well, they need to trade for better players. I don't think we're going to need this. This is not happening. This Eastern Conference Finals.
Is the question about this year? Because
I mean, in the long term, what necessary? So to get back, let's just say to get back to the finals at some point soon, in short order, because we know this year is going to be what it is. It's, I mean, I do think the Pacers model is kind of like the way to go. The necessary change is finding more guys that can do maybe less individually, but fit better together and are willing to do the hard work that can maximize, get the greater than the sum of their parts type of performance. So that's that I think that qualifies as a necessary change.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it certainly qualifies as a necessary change when you look at this current roster. So yeah.
Which,
I mean, it feels simplistic, but I mean, it's going to be a simplistic answer when the actual answer is, well, you can't not include health, because what it really comes down to is, does Jayson Tatum come back as Jayson Tatum? Because if so, this team could get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, and if not, this team's it's going to be years and years before this team gets back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
You could throw out, and I've mentioned this on a podcast, I mentioned on Monday during the mailbag, you can throw the possibility of Jaylen Brown being traded, and could that be the necessary change, in that Brown is the guy that's going to get you the types of players that we're talking about, because he's good enough to get you those players to fit around Tatum and White, and maybe you get a third star or pseudo star, and Jaylen, even if it's partly Jaylen's doing. I'll just repeat myself quickly. Jaylen could have a great year this year and could decide on his own that he's like, I'm 29. This is my time to go be my number one guy. Trade me to a place where I can be the number one guy. I need to see this through. I need to see if I can be that guy. I just had a great year. I'm not going to be that guy here with Jayson Tatum. So I can see that kind of thought process. I'm not saying it's going to be how it goes, but so that could be a necessary change as well.
For sure.
Were you frustrated by the lack of consistency this past season?
It's a fair question. I would say personally, no. I just always felt like this was a team that had played a ton of basketball, and any level of consistency would necessarily include probably also include like a consistency in lineups. And that was never going to happen, because they knew that the most important time was the playoffs. And so I mean, and honestly, I felt like they achieved levels of consistency for stretches during the regular season. I just think that this team, it always felt to me like a team that was just kind of tired, and then, rallied together and kind of, did their best toward the end of the year. And I don't know. They played so much basketball, man. They
did.
It was, consistency is hard when you're when you're tired. Yeah. I don't know.
I do think it was frustrating. I think I got frustrated by the lack of consistency in games. I just, the long stretches, the blown leads, we've done enough, and losing fourth quarter leads. I remember asking the questions you guys are losing games that you won last year. Is that a concern?
Yeah.
That I was frustrated by, because it's you have those championship habits, you build those championship habits, and it was not lost on me that, the first two games against the Knicks, you had big leads and you lost them in the fourth quarter. And you're like, that kind of was a problem all year long. Or especially in that December stretch we were like, oh my God, what is going on with these guys? It's not blaming. I don't want to assign blame, but I will say, to answer the question directly, I was frustrated by just the lack of consistency to follow through and finish off games that they should win. Like I was never like, you lose a game to a bad team. Like I never cared that you lose a game to a bad team and just have a stinker or just came out like, let's see if we can shoot our way to this. Like, that happens.
Yeah.
But going up by, 20 or 15 or something like that in the fourth quarter, you're like, all right, well, where was this? And some of their inability to kind of maybe make the necessary adjustments, that was frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, back to the CBA. The CBA hurting well-managed teams. I guess the concept here is that it's hurting the Celtics. They're a well-managed team, and they're still forced to tear things apart. Let's sit on this for a second.
All right.
And we'll be right back. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. We are going to be back to 5 days a week in just a few weeks. So just make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcast. So whenever we do drop a bonus podcast, it's right there on your device. I think there is a level of frustration when we talk about the CBA hurting well-managed teams. There is a level of frustration that the Celtics are first in line for like the firing squad.
Yeah.
Like they did nothing wrong. This is just, hey, you happen to be the first one here. You're going to get the big hit. Like, I think people want if you drafted the guy, you get a discount on your taxes or something like that. And it's just, I think my simple answer is one I've said a lot here. The NBA doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like somebody had to be first. And honestly, it sucks now, but whenever the Celtics are a 30-win team, and let's just say the Pistons are like, they've gotten good. They are now tearing things apart. Cade Cunningham is pushing 30 and the Celtics are terrible. And look who has cap space. And like, maybe at that point when teams are in the second apron and the Celtics have cap space and it's their turn, be like, hey, you got a few draft picks coming up. You got money to spend. The second apron starting to tear things apart for the other teams is going to be like, oh, okay, that now it's a good thing because these players, there's more great players are going to be readily available. The whole point of this thing is to churn and the popcorn popper. You push you up and out, and then you back up. That's the Celtics just happen to be on the way out first, which sucks.
It sucks. I think it's going to take some adjustment to get used to the new state of being in the NBA, the new way that this whole thing goes. The good news for Celtics fans, right, is that as the popcorn churns, they have people, we are almost embarrassing in the way that we praise the Celtics team building, these guys are very good at it. Brad Stevens is very good at it. Zaren's very good at all of this stuff. There are good people working on this who are going to be able to figure out how to churn through popcorn as it happens. So that's not, that doesn't make you feel better. Won't make people feel better when they see Drew Holiday playing on a different team next year. But that's a silver lining.
That's right. So well-managed teams, look, you still have to be a well-managed team.
Yeah, you're still a well-managed team.
That's great. Like what the well-managed team is going to be able to do is figure things out, figure out the formula and do it better than the poorly managed teams.
Yeah.
And so it's still going to be like if the Celtics are still well-managed and nothing changes, you go to the bottom. And the whole point is not too much time at the top. Yeah, that sucks, but also not too much time at the bottom. That's the other side of this. The salary floor stuff. We never talked about this stuff because it doesn't apply to the Celtics, but there is a salary floor that a team has to reach. And now you have to reach it by the beginning of the season. And if you don't reach it by the beginning of the season, you don't get the tax dispersal So if teams get, I don't know, $20-30 million in tax payouts from the taxpayers, what the Celtics are sending out, if you don't spend enough money before the season starts, you're not getting a piece of that, which means you can't just sit there and be bad for too many years in a row. You have to start being like, all right, we got to spend money on players. So not too much time at the bottom. That's all part of it. All right. Let's trades. Oh, this is an old one. This said trades now versus trades after July 1st. That was going to be like a league year thing. All right. Oh, this is good. You're a musician.
Ooh.
You get $1 million to sing a song perfectly from memory, right? What song are you picking to sing it perfectly without the lyrics, without anything? What are you choosing, Tom Westerholm? You get $1 million.
Do I have to hit the notes perfectly, or can I just?
You gotta do like a reasonable rendition of it, but you got to know all the words.
You got to know all the words.
You got to know all the words. You got to top to bottom get it right. Like karaoke without the screen.
All right. So I think, I mean, we all were, you know, our brains formed deep grooves in high school when we listened to music, right? So I think I would go with one of the emo songs that I was really into when I was in high school. Like I'd probably go with like Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy, just because it was such a big hit that I would be able to remember all of them. I mean, because that one, I heard it on, you know, albums first, and then I heard it on the radio a bunch. Well, that one was just like really, you know, locked in. Same thing for like Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, like that type of stuff. But it might be Cute Without the E, which is a Taking Back Sunday song. I played that one in front of people many times. I think I could get through it pretty easily vocally, not like singing the notes, but I think I could get through it in terms of knowing every word pretty easily. So I'll go with that one. I've performed that one before. You know, it's got some muscle memory to it. Cute without the E.
Okay, I'm gonna go with an old standard. Frank Sinatra, "Luck Be a Lady." That's my go-to karaoke song, and not to be too braggadocious, but I nail it. I bring the house down. I bring the house down with "Luck Be a Lady." If you're ever around me in karaoke and you hear me getting called up to sing "Luck Be a Lady," buckle up, friends, because that's an easy million for me.
An easy million.
It's an easy million.
We should all be so lucky.
Okay. I wish we could have flipped those, but next topic: Cooper Flagg free agency 2030. People are already like in 5 years, 4 years.
I think that was given to us by a board aggregator who wants us to say something that they can then aggregate and say like Celtics analysts say, you know.
Hey, listen, it's August and it's slow. I've been aggregated, I think, 3 times already this month. So that could be happening.
Yeah.
I will take the boring answer and say it's not going to happen. He's not going to leave. Although it depends if Nico Harrison is in charge still.
Yeah.
But I'm still believe in the rookie extension, and also you start something somewhere, right? Like I don't discount like when a player gets drafted somewhere and you're starting something and you're the guy, you kind of want to see it through.
Yeah.
Unless it's so toxic over there that you can't stand it. I don't think as bad as I think Nico Harrison has been, or I don't know what Jayson Kidd is going to do there, if he's going to be around, but I feel like 2030 is too soon for him. He's only like, you got to,
he'll still be young, man.
You got to go to the next one, right? This is like 2034, 2035, like that's like 10 years from now is when he's going to be Like if he comes home to New England, that's the year I'm going to be targeting, not 2030.
I'll go the other direction. Yeah,
Woo!
it's happening.
Okay, sure.
It's happening. It's 2030. Is that the question? Yeah, 2030. Yeah, for sure. And the Celtics are going to tank this year, and they're going to be terrible, and they're going to get the number 1 pick, and they're going to draft AJ Dibansa, and they're going to have both those guys, and it's going to be Northeast supremacy in Boston. Write it down. It's happening.
All right, final one here. Final one. Who wins a Celtics one-on-one tournament? Let's just say, for the sake of everything, that Jayson Tatum, this is when Jayson Tatum is healthy.
Okay.
So who wins a Celtics one-on-one tournament with everybody healthy?
How serious are we taking into account people taking it seriously? Because if so, Peyton Pritchard, obviously, right?
I was gonna say him.
Because if we're taking into account people taking it seriously, Pritchard will take it super seriously. Tatum will take it somewhat seriously, but maybe not seriously enough.
Mm.
Also, a one-on-one tournament, you can shoot your way to a win in one-on-one.
You can. It's tough because Pritchard could Tatum at 100% is has the length advantage, but you've got so much room to maneuver that Pritchard could just sprint full speed, stop, do his crazy step back, and have plenty of room.
Yeah.
The problem is that Tatum can just shoot over the top of everybody.
It kind of depends who gets ball first.
Yeah. I like Pritchard's chances. I think I want to say Jaylen, but I don't think his jumper is enough. I feel like he might miss a couple.
I don't think it would hold up for the whole tournament. A tournament. I think, I think the question for Pritchard is okay, can he set up the jumper? Can he get to the rim once or twice? The way, most one-on-one games, right? You get to the rim once or twice, you run out of energy and you start shooting threes. If Pritchard can get those first two, I feel like I
feel like one-on-one, there's so much room that he can, he can hezzy and get to the rim. And he's pretty good at finishing around the rim against size.
Mm-hmm.
So if he gets you on his back, he can do it. I think he just wants it too much. He can hit from anywhere. He's more consistent with the shot. I'll pick Peyton Pritchard. Let's do it.
The other thing too is in a one-on-one, all you have to do is defend the one guy. And it's if Tatum puts a ball on the floor, Pritchard's going to be he's going to be
burrowing
his way in to try to get
you don't have to worry about getting back cut.
Yeah.
I think the level of want to for Pritchard takes it to another level, and his handle is so good. One-on-one tournament, the best handle might be the tiebreaker, right? You need that ability to just break a guy down. If you can keep your dribble alive, cross, step back, move forward, all of that stuff that Pritchard does in a game, against bigger players. I know Tatum might be of course I'm winning, but I don't think Tatum's jumper is consistent enough either. He better rebound all of his own misses. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Yeah.
I
think we solved it. Well, I was going to say that he could also post up Pritchard, but we don't.
He could, but also you gotta, once he puts the ball on the floor, Pritchard can slide, and Pritchard would foul. This is the thing.
Foul. Yes.
Pritchard will push you out of bounds and force you to check back up.
Yep.
And I think that's the thing. He'll be oh, I'm beat, push, foul. All right, pick it up, go back up top. He would not let you, just be like, oh, I'm beat. There's a layup. He would like tackle you. So
Peyton Pritchard would be the reason that the next year, one-on-one, there were a bunch of new rules.
Yeah. or no future one-on-one tournament.
Yeah,
like, you know what? This was a bad idea. We're not going to
got bad. Like nobody wants to. Like nobody's talking to Peyton
this
right
is
now.
Ruined team chemistry. People are hurt. Like this was a poor choice on our part. We're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Flashcard Friday. Thank you, everybody. We still got like a decent pile here. This is going to carry us through the off season. I think this worked. This worked. I like this idea. Tom, thank you so much. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
I do appreciate you listening, watching, everybody who submitted these topics. We're just about done. And, with only a few Fridays left, this is going to be enough to carry us through the rest of the off season until we get to the regular season. Remember, in a few weeks, we're going to be back to the 5 days a week. It's normally a 5-day-a-week podcast. During the season, it could be 6 days a week, 7 days a week, because I'm going to be podcasting after every game as well. So subscribe, watch the show on YouTube, get into the comment section, share your thoughts with me, with your fellow Celtics fans, and then share the podcast. Tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.